Hey, good evening, First Assembly of God of Greater Lansing. This is Pastor Paul, and I am here with our weekly Connect. I know it's been a few weeks. We've been gathering ourselves and getting organized and ready for some things, but we are ready to kick back into this. And for the next few weeks, I will be with you every Wednesday night with our weekly Connect devotion. One of the things that I've really been thinking about a lot of is we've had so much going on. We've been under constant bombardment as people with the pandemic that is happening, with politics that are happening, with the ongoing discussions on race relations and reconciliation that are happening. We've really been bombarded a lot mentally and spiritually, and it's starting to affect some of us even physically. And I really want to talk about that tonight. Is something that's very important, is rest. Psalm 23, verse 1 through 3 say, "The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, bringing honor to his name." Quiet is not something we get a lot of right now, if you really think about it. I mean, even when we start our days start out with an alarm, a sound to wake us up, a sound to get us going. And then our days, even if we start our day in quiet prayer and contemplation and reading our Bible, they're quickly overrun by the voices of our kids, by voices of media, by voices of our jobs, by things that quickly come into our lives as we get our days started. So quiet isn't always something that we get a lot of. With our phones, texts are always buzzing, emails are coming in, notifications, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Even when things aren't necessarily pulling on us, we can still feel it in our souls that there's so much going on around us. We need to really kind of break that rhythm that we get into, that there's always something going on. There's always something that's got to be done, that really cadence that we get into, that we have to be doing something at all times, that we have to be doing something to be successful. And we have to get to the point where we can just be. We can just be and relax and be and spend time in presence with God. In Psalm 23, we're invited to take a breather, to take a rest from this world, to take a rest from the really expectations of our everyday life, of our jobs, of our families. And it's tough. I get it. We all have things that we want to do, and we all have things that we need to do. But in Psalm 23, we're invited to lay that all down, to put it down and to rest, to turn down the internal and external volumes in our lives that go in our mind. And instead of listening to everything we have to do and everything that needs to be done, to listen to the voice of the shepherd, the voice of the Lord, the voice of God, our good shepherd. It's not that God is asking us to abandon our projects or to give up on the things we need to do or to set aside our tasks. What he's doing is asking us to learn to walk daily with him, to walk in quiet with him, to walk and spend and rest with him. So what if we start today? What if we start today by quieting our hearts and listening to Jesus? There's so much going on around us, like I said earlier. There's so much going on around us. But what if we start today to focus in on Jesus, to focus in on the good that is our Savior? Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. This is out of the Message. Paraphrase says this: "Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to make a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly." That's Matthew 11, 28 through 30 in the Message paraphrase. Did you notice in that? I want to point this out. Listen very closely. Jesus keeps calling us to him. He's not calling us to anything else. Come to me. Get away with me. Walk with me. Work with me. Keep company with me. Rest with me. See, rest is not simply ceasing to do something. Rest is only found in our Savior. Rest is only found in Jesus' presence. It isn't a state that we can get to. It's not something that we can grasp. Rest, true rest, is found when we rest in Jesus and we rest in our Savior. See, when we come to Him and we lean in close and we fix our eyes on Him, His life becomes ours. He is our rest. So tonight I want to encourage you in this week's devotion, let Jesus be your rest. Let Him be your shepherd. Imagine Him leading you through each part of your day. Imagine Him walking you through the darkest parts. Imagine Him accompanying you through the celebrations, through the joy. Imagine Him preparing a feast for you. Jesus wants you to come beside Him and rest in Him. And I want to encourage you this week to take the time to do that. Your two scriptures for this week that I'd like you to read and think about are Psalms chapter 23, 1 through 3, and Matthew chapter 11, 28 through 30. I'm going to be back next Wednesday at 7 o'clock for the next part of Still. And I'm excited to go through this with you guys and talk about this. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, pastorpaul@glfirst.org. I look forward to hearing any of you. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you this Sunday. God bless. Take care.